Hello, thanks for checking out my video. Today we're going to be discussing a 1963 Chevy Nova convertible. Just trying to clean this thing up, make it run. I'm going to drive it like this. It's got a V8 in it, 283 from I think it's out of a 1965 Nova, from what the guy I got it from told me. It's been in his family. Well, this is a one family car, and I guess in like 67 or 65, I forget exactly what he said. His dad bought a crashed Nova and did the 5-lug conversion front and back and put this this V8 and an automatic power glide in it. So that's what it's got now, is this V8 and a power glide, manual brakes, drum brakes, 1-barrel carburetor. I had it running a few weeks ago, so it runs like this. At least it idled. I didn't drive it. The transmission has a leak, so I didn't want to fill up the transmission and have it leak all over the floor when I already know it has a leak. I'll just wait until I have time to finish fixing the transmission properly before I try to move it. But apparently it runs and drives, according to the guy I got it from. I gotta weld a new floor in. Cut the old floor out already. That's part of the bracing of the car there, that X. So I have to weld all to that. This thing was pretty bad inside. The top was a mess, and it sat outside for some years. With the duct tape top. So this thing just got full of trees and leaves. But the inside didn't get too rusty. That side rusted all the way through. This side is just the surface rust. It's really not that bad. And then the rest of this, the back is all real clean, which is odd because the back of the top is gone and the front, I guess that's the lowest point. So I took all this chrome off that goes here and cleaned it. It was all rusted. All in here is rusty. Needs to all be cleaned with a wire wheel and repainted. So I'm going to weld the new floor in, clean the whole thing, paint it. I have new carpet, new insulation, carpet, everything, door panels. So I'm just going to start putting the inside of this together so it's real comfortable. Get a new top for it eventually. This is the chrome I took off the doors. This was all rusty. You can almost see the blemishes right here and here. This was all rust, thick rust, all up in here. The whole back side, because this goes on the, goes in here. Can you see that inside the door? And it just caught all the dirt and junk. Where is it? There. Sits there. So when the water ran down, it just caught back there. Just got all rusty. And these pieces got all rusty. But I cleaned them. They came out really good. I just used white vinegar. Soaked them in white vinegar for 24 hours. And then wiped them down with one of these rough pads. You might just use a towel. I think I did scuff the chrome a little, but they're substantially better than they were. They look great. They cleaned up really good. So I'm excited about that. So this is the hole in the floor. And it has to weld. See, these are all little spot welds that go all the way through that floor, because this is the support of this car. It's a unibody car. There's no frame. That's basically the frame. So that has to be done properly. I think that's part of the reason this door is acting up. So I'm going to make sure to put the car down flat. I'm going to take some measurements off each corner, make sure it's sitting pretty flat before I weld that in. This is the floor they sent me. It's huge. It's way more than I need, but that's better than not enough. So I basically am just going to need right here to this rib, and then across to about here, and then right in here somewhere, and then right along the bend here. That'll give me about a 1-inch overlap, so I can go through and weld, spot weld everything real good, and get underneath, hammer stuff together, make sure all the metal's tight, do more spot welds, keep it nice and cool, don't want to warp anything or catch the car on fire. So I'm going to start doing that now. I'm going to cut this just a little bit at a time. Okay, I trimmed this piece out, this piece of floor. Cut a bunch of stuff off of it. Because you just need it to go over the hole. It doesn't really fit if you try to throw the whole thing down. You got to trim it so it kind of fits in there. There it is. This falls right into place. So I'll just go through. I'll put some welds around the perimeter, just some tacks every once in a while. I don't want to get anything too hot. I don't want to warp anything. I'm going to hold a lot of pressure down on this when I set it. So I'm going to set the edges with a lot of pressure down on the plate. And once that's set, I'm going to put a jack underneath this bracing and put a little pressure on it. And I'm going to drill a few holes and butt weld through this to those braces to help hold it all together, because those braces that go across here are a major structure. See, there was welds already, you can see. So basically I'm going to clean all this off real good, get all this fresh bare metal, clean the back side of this piece off real good, get everything prepped. Of course, I want to clean all this junk out, wire brush all this clean, probably throw a shot of paint down in there, and then just leave this face here without paint so I can weld to it. I trimmed this a little big because I got this little pitting here, but this brace ends like right here. It ends and it's welded to the car. So I figure if I can leave that attached to the car from original without damaging it. All this is still connected. All these are still connected from the factory. So I think if I just go right over the top of this and do it smart, attach it good at all these spots, and just run a bead along here, it should be okay. Before I put the floor in, I'm going to weld the floor to this brace here at all the spots. I'm going to give these another tack here and here, all these spots. I'm going to give them a fresh tack weld so they're all strong, and go around it and strengthen all that too, and weld it in. Should be just like that, good as new. I'll grab some seam sealer. I'll seam seal it top and bottom, and then just paint. I'm going to paint this in here. I'll just gloss black before I put the insulation and the carpeting. Just going to clean it all real good, soap and hot water, and scrub it. Wire brush all the surface rust off, and just give it all a good paint before I put it back together, just to give it maybe another 30 years, 40 years before it starts rusting again. This channel's not so bad. That side, passenger side's pretty rusty. Driver's side's really not bad. It's really clean. I already wire brushed it. It's just dusty, but it was pretty clean overall. A little rust back in here, but I mean, I'm just gonna get in there and clean as much of that stuff as I can. It's kind of difficult to get to, and then just coat it in some kind of paint, and then got everything. I'm gonna clean the doors real good, wash them, scrub them down, just make everything, the chrome and everything, look clean. I got the new radio, original one goes in there. I got the kick panels down there that have speakers. I got the speaker for up here. So at least it'll have a little tunes. It's not going to be a bass machine, but you'll be able to hear Willie Nelson play a guitar for you. I need new wheels and tires. I don't know what to do. I want to buy new rally wheels and get new tires. These are 13s. I want to put 14s on it. Or just buy new tires and put these hubcaps on it, paint the wheels. Paint the wheels and put new hubcaps. And wonder if I could get the rally caps for those wheels. All right. Okay, I think I got this floor trimmed up, ready to be welded in. Got everything cleaned up. Get this all down to bare metal. Got this cleaned up and put all the holes in it. It has 100 little holes all through it, so that I can weld through the floor and get these. As you can see, there was a weld here, all along here. So fits in there perfectly. Clicks right in nice and tight. So now I'll come through, I'll be able to put a little spot weld in each one of these holes. And then I'll also weld the perimeter. I'll weld all these holes to touch those, get a hold of those braces underneath, tie everything in good and tight. Alright, I got the floor mostly tack welded in. It's not completely welded yet. I just went around, did really small tacks around the perimeter. Did a couple over here and then go way over there, do a couple. Come over here, do a couple. Keep moving around. Keep the heat out of one spot. Keeps things from warping. Everything will lay down nice and flat. Nice and smooth. So that's it. It's in. Still had a lot more tacking to do. I'm gonna go underneath and put a couple tacks under there. All right. Well, thanks for watching. That's the floor for the '63 Chevy Nova convertible. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.